Morning, everybody. Welcome to the July meeting of the Hudson River Black River Regulating District. Roll call, Mr. Farrar.
Mr. Chairman. Mark Finkel.
Here.
Albert Hayes. Here. David Bergsmith.
Here.
Anthony Netto. Here. Jeffrey Rosenfeld.
Here.
Robert Smullen.
Here.
Robert Leslie.
Here.
Robert Fulton.
Here.
John Hodgson.
Here.
Stephanie Rizicki.
Here.
Richard Ferrari. Here. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Motion to adopt or revive the meeting agenda. I'd like to revise the meeting agenda to go into executive session to talk about labor contracts.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Hayes, Mr. Bergsmith.
We have 4 people who have signed up to speak. I'll take them in the order in which they're on the paper. Mr. Wilhelm, sorry.
Could you come over
My
here?
name is
Stand right there. This way we get you. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Fred Wilhelm from the Saginaw Protection Committee. And last Sunday, July the 10th, this Protection Committee had our annual fundraiser picnic at Lanzie's on the Lake. And after 2 days of rain, the sun came out and we had 3 hours of sunshine. So we had a perfect time for a picnic. I do want to thank Mr. Smullen for attending our picnic. He gave us a talk about who he is and his plans for the district, and I really want to thank his community outreach. It was very helpful, so thank you for your support.
Thank you. Ed Herbert?
Right at the corner.
I want to make sure they're the right place.
Yep.
Mr. Chair and board members, my name is Ed Herbert, and I am a labor relations specialist from the Civil Service Employees Association, CSEA. I just wanted to take a few moments of your time to express our concern and maybe have a dialogue here in the very near future in regards to the MOA that was completed back in February of this year, in which negotiations were completed, and then that MOA was forwarded to your review. But we have yet to see any action taken, or at least an outcome to determine what direction we need to go, if that means going back to the table or whatever that outcome may look like. So I wanted just to offer that to you for a few moments to take into consideration the last 5 months since February that we've done this MOA, and also to identify that the MOA that we completed for the improved or the newly added dental insurance, CSCA in good faith, completed that within a couple of weeks, thanks to Mr. Ferreira and our dialogue and our conversations to get that done. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention and to maybe look for an opportunity to understand why maybe this process has taken so long, that it's been over 5 months that we can move this forward.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know why it's taking so long. That's one of the reasons we're going into executive session, to take this up.
Wonderful.
And, we'll be discussing it in executive session.
Okay.
Because I think we'd like to see this come to a conclusion as well.
Super. Great. I appreciate it.
Anybody on the, any comment or any?
No, not this time. I mean,
Bless you.
Thank you.
we've entertained a new executive director, so it's been,
Yeah.
And we understand that we had a great opportunity to meet Mr. Smullen and had a direct conversation with him and kind of let him know where we were and give him a brief history. He and I are both military retirees, so that was a great opportunity to meet with a veteran to another, again, have this conversation about this dialogue. So I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Mr. Byron?
Good morning. I'm Dr. Peter Byron, President Great Saginaw Lake Association. As president, I'm the only president in the room, I think, at this point. I don't know if Fred Wilhelm has been promoted or Mr. Smith is back into his capacity. I would like to formally welcome Colonel Smullen back home to the lake. Welcome.
Thank you.
We have, I sound at this point as if I'm also on the payroll and that Mr. Wilhelm gave me the words here, but I'd like to also thank and say that we had the pleasure of meeting with him during our last Great Saginaw Association Board of Directors meeting. The directors were impressed by his willingness to meet with us so early after his appointment, and also for the open discussion and dialogue that he had with our board members. We really appreciate that. He has also accepted our invitation to address and talk to our members at our annual membership meeting in August. It's August 5th. Our members have always enjoyed an opportunity to listen to and interact with representatives from the regulating district, and we look forward to this opportunity as well. Because I know that many of you would be disappointed if I surrendered the podium after such a few words, I'd like to share my thoughts on activities which I believe we should jointly undertake as we embark on the New Beginnings opportunity brought to us by your executive director appointment. First, a little background. The Great Sacandaga Lake Association was founded in 1953. Over the years, our members have donated through their association to many lake causes, including fish stocking, water quality studies, the lake stewardship program, voter safety instruction, annual Lake Community Citizenship Awards. Matter of fact, most recently, we provided the initial donation to jumpstart the Fulton County Sheriff's return to the lakes. Very happy with that. Our overall mission has been and continues to be information and education as a lake-wide umbrella organization. We're quite proud of the fact that we communicate with other partners and work jointly with them as the need evolves. Our association maintains a website as well as an automated email system, which provides us the capability of distributing timely information to our subscribers. A simple description of the system is that we write a single email, press a button, and it's transmitted immediately to all the members on our list. Some of you are aware of the system, as you've traditionally been included in the mailing list. If there's anyone who would like to be included, we'd be more than happy to solve that issue today. We use the system to advertise our and other association activities, health and safety alerts, voter safety tips, and so on. Most recently, we advertised safety tips for how people could get home after watching the fireworks at Lonzi's. Regulating District has done a great job recently in responding to individual concerns of Lake community residents. The Lake community members to whom we have spoken have praised the district for their response to direct permittee concerns and questions. The district staff should be proud of their work with the district. However, in my opinion, we must do more in providing, and I've mentioned this to you before on previous occasions, a stream of ongoing information outreach focused on the lake community. We've offered, we've offered to share district notices using our information systems before. I repeat this offer, and I hope we can make this a reality for the lake. Our recommendation addresses two very important issues simultaneously. It provides us a channel for focused public information outreach, and the second benefit, which is probably very important for you, is it's a very effective public relations tool, which you should not fail to use. I close with an anecdote. Dave Smale, who's hidden in the corner over there, is our vice president for the Great Sacandaga Lake Association. He's also chairman of our Lake Level Advisory Committee. Dave provides updates for our membership, and although not scientifically proven, is part of the reason why our readership to our eBurst is opening at a rate of 60 to 70%. What's the formula? In a couple paragraphs, Dave answers the lake community's questions about the lake level. Is it rising? Is it lowering? What are the factors that are important? And most importantly, for the permittees, is the settlement agreement being followed? Now, Dave is great, but he also has a hidden partner who today did not wear his tie, who joins him as part of the team. You see, Rob Fulton has always been the silent partner with Dave. They share information and they use his knowledge. Couldn't get much closer to the data than Rob Fulton. Our secret in this case is that in a few words, we let people know answers to questions that they're asking. The only thing I ask today is let's try to expand this in other areas, because today is a new beginning. Thank you.
Thank you. And just, you know, we have one of the things we have done for outreach, is we have completely redesigned our website and put all different kinds of information in it. We have plans to do a newspaper column every month. We're getting on track with that, and we can look at what you said. I mean, because I agree, the more information we put out, the better off we are.
Thank you.
Dave? Smith?
I'm David Smale, and as Peter said, I'm Vice President of the Great Sacandaga Lake Association, also co-chair of the Property Owners Association of Day. And I think it was 2 meetings ago, Peter Murphy, who is my co-chair of the Property Owners Association, came and spoke to you about Track 880, where there's been problems over the years with people using that property. It's one of the few places at the northern end of the lake where people have access to the lake, and it's relatively difficult because it's a high bluff to get down there, but people venture down, and the beach, when the water level gets down, there's a relatively nice sandy beach later in the year. So there's quite a few people use that. But there's been problems over the years where people abuse the area, overnight camping in the area. They leave messes there and make a lot of noise and problems. The parking in that area is limited on peak times. The traffic parking along the road and stuff like that. When the residents near there complain, the sheriff, the state police, and fire marshal, they respond, but there's very little that they can do with people spending the night there making noise at night. I know that John and his people have posted the land for trash removal and no overnight camping, but I suggest that we continue looking at possibly making that, and possibly there's other places around the lake where we limit access to either specific hours or sunrise to sunset, and provide feedback to the sheriff and the state police where when there are people there that they can take action to have those people leave the area. If they're there at midnight making a lot of noise and that. So I think I know you're working on it, but I think we need to work with the sheriff and the state police to figure out how we can do it. Possibly putting up the signs stating when the area is open. You do have rules about no camping on these areas, but I think we need to do a little more because back in May when they were camping there, the fire marshal came and asked the person to put out the fire. He left, and they threw more logs on it and camped overnight. So we need to be able to work with those agencies to figure out how to make the area is safer. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions or comments here? I know one of the issues, I finally went up there and saw the area, I know where it is. And I know one of the issues, we talked about is the police have a problem sending people away who have been drinking and putting them on the road. And I know that's just one of the issues we had to deal with on top of the issue itself. Anyway, thank you. Nobody else? No other speakers? Okay, thank you. Next item is approval of the June 14th regular meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
I'll second it.
Mr. Rosenthal, Mr. Bergström.
Any discussion or update or corrections, excuse me? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Smolin, report of the executive director.
Good morning, board members and guests. I've had a very busy month as my second month here, my second board meeting, to listen and think through all the activities that are going on in the district as I understand and assess the organization, my role. I've had quite a few interactions, weekly flag reports that have gone up to the executive chamber, and some personal meetings with the Assistant Secretary for the Environment. I sit in the Energy and Environmental Group for state operations purposes. We were out to the Black River quite a bit this past month. It's been the lion's share of my attention, holding meetings with the leaders of Herkimer and Oneida counties, the chairman of the Board of Supervisors and the county administrator for Herkimer, and then the Oneida County executive about the Black River apportionment. And back to our conversation last month about how it's being received. These were actually the two best meetings that we'd had so far from those two counties. And they have all the information, and they're aware of the timeline for the Black River apportionment, specifically board action, DEC approval, and then subsequently a 45-day public corporation grievance period that will follow. The area administrator and I also, while in the Black River area, observed many of the hydroelectric facilities in the Black River and the Beaver River.